across and connect with the management of Mahindra Finance. Remember, they've recently raised about 1,000 odd crore rupees via NCDs. So let's chat about that with Ramesh Iyer, the Vice Chairman and MD of the company. Mr. Iyer, pleasure having you with us on ET now. 10,000 crores, pardon me, I stand corrected. 10,000 crores raised via NCDs. So could you confirm how much and what has been the investor demand and the appetite for your NCDs? What's the interest rate you're offering?
No, so this is being launched now. While we have a resolution for 10,000 crore, current issue is 500 crore with an option to retain up to 3,500 crore totally. And we clearly expect that it's a AAA paper. The rate range between 39 months to 120 months is anywhere between 9 to 9.5%. And we do therefore expect that the demand for a product like this from House of Mahindra and a AAA rated paper should be pretty good and attractive.
Okay. How do you assess the whole funding market, since October? Do you believe normalcy is returning to the sector and are things improving on ground?
I mean, I would very strongly think if you were to look at October and now, things have substantially changed. And for us in particular, even then and now, raising money has not been a challenge. Given that, we are multi-sources of borrowing, we are a AAA company, and we have never had any instances of even delay, forget the default ever in the past. Put all of that together, I think we've never had that situation. But from a market perspective, we definitely see a vast improvement between October and now in terms of availability of funds, though they still remain a little elevated as far as cost is concerned.
All right, in light of the entire decline we've witnessed in sales, or rather, let's just say weakness we've seen in sales numbers for auto for the month of December, I really would like to get in your opinion on commercial vehicle finance. From a longer term perspective, what's the growth you're expecting there?
So clearly, we do believe that, as a financier, CV is an important portfolio. We are a little late entrant into CV financing while we were a very strong LCV financier. From the last couple of years, we've been doing enough of CV financing, and that's been our growth engine. Clearly looking at the marketplace from an infrastructure perspective, from an overall economic growth perspective, CV will continue to remain an aggressive product as far as financing is concerned. And historically, CV has been largely retail financed product. So we do see that as a growth opportunity for us, and we are very focused on that, and currently that's our fastest growing segment.
All right. Could you talk to us about the company's NPA position and what the outlook looks like going ahead?
So historically, if you look at in the first half, the NPA normally has been going up for the company, and it is in the second half that it starts correcting, because in the rural, the second half is a good cash flow 2 quarters because of crop, because of tourism, because of wedding season, etc., etc. So that trend will continue, but luckily enough in this year what we have seen, even in the first half, the NPA growth has been much lower, or in fact there has been a degrowth. So I would very strongly think that the growth of NPA is much behind our back. It's no more there. And last couple of quarters, if you see 4-5 quarters, every quarter has registered improvement or decrease in our NPA happening. And the trend would continue, and we would continue to believe that NPA for us would be showing a declining trend.
I want to just bring up that point about the weakness in auto sales for the month of December yet again. I mean, M&M Finance is a key auto financier. A significant portion of it is a part of your AUMs. How do you see the entire situation and demand, from here on? How are you assessing demand?
So one of the reasons, or few of the reasons why the growth was a little slowed down in these months, as we see, is exchange programs have been slow, resale prices have not picked up. I think consumers are waiting for maybe more discounts to be given. Then the one-time insurance program came in, interest costs have moved up a little. So I think put all of this together, there was some slowdown that was witnessed. So whereas we in particular are concerned, I think ours is a growth from little from everywhere, and therefore we have registered growth against an industry either remaining flat or degrowing. So we've not had much concern, and rural has grown possibly better than urban, so that's one of the reasons we've got the benefit as well. I think going forward, clearly what one would wish to and want to see is how does the interest rates play off, how does the diesel petrol price play off, how the exchange programs gets aggressive, how the resale price gets reset. I think if all of this sequentially happen, one would continue to see that the demand once again picks up. I expect if December sales have been lower, definitely with additional programs being given in January, one would start seeing improvement to numbers.
You know, the last time we spoke to you, you had retained the growth guidance at 18 to 20%. So are you on track for it? And what would be your strategy for growing from here on?
So as I said, even then, 18-20% growth comes to us from multi-product, deeper penetration and existing consumer buying additional product, etc. And I think we have no concern on that front. So we are not kind of resetting our growth targets. We are comfortable with what we said then, and it looks to be doable very clearly.
Performance been for Mahindra Rural Housing Finance Limited? Because according to some reports, housing finance companies have seen a 15 to 40% drop in their NCD holdings by mutual funds, and it continues to remain under pressure. So what do you think could be done to improve the entire scenario around housing finance companies?
So clearly for us, rural housing, of course, it's a 7,000 crore book, but still it's not a very large company from the housing finance perspective. And therefore, they are continuing to maintain growth trajectory. For them, the real issue that they had to handle was reduction in NPA from the rural side. And clearly, we have seen that improvement happening to them. And their growth rate would continue. We don't see that a big challenge. In as far as overall funding position is concerned, I think as things now start getting to improve and the support available from various lending institutions, I think you would see even that side getting fixed, and we don't see that a problem. Definitely there has been some kind of a liquidity issue mainly arising out of the mismatches that HFCs normally have, but I think that would definitely get fixed with multi-instruments that get available to them.
Okay, and finally, the RBI recently provided some relief to the MSME sector, that one-time restructuring of loans. How do you view that development, and do you see yourself benefiting from this move, given that you as well have some exposure to the segment? And also, how do you see your AUM breakdown shaping up going forward?
So our view on restructuring has always been that while the regulation allows you, I think the company has to take a very prudent approach on which customer, which account do you want to reschedule, and that should be purely based on consumers' need and their circumstantial situation rather than overall taking a view to restructure everything. It is definitely a positive move given what the MSME are going through. But again, as I said, we would very clearly look at each of our account and then look at which of the accounts need such restructuring. Our view on restructuring always been that consumer can be given time to repay, but you don't have to restructure the account. One can run an NPA and explain to people as to why is that situation rather than restructuring an account. But I would very strongly think that giving such a regulatory support is a good move for anyone to utilize that change, but be prudent about how to apply that.
All right, Mr. Iyer, thanks so much for joining in on ET Now. Good luck with, of course, the NCD issue as well, and we hope we can interact very soon in the near future. The stock price has, along with the markets, given up most of the early morning gains and is now just about hovering near the day's low. We'll take a very short break right here on the show. Do come right back. We'll be flagging off stocks that are movers and shakers when we return.